I know about movies, okay? I've seen the good ones, I've seen the bad ones, I've seen the weird ones, I've seen the regular ones.
But have you seen Emilia Pérez?
Yeah.
You know what's gonna? This is the problem.
The Grinch who stole my Christmas.
Can I say before we rip into Emilia Pérez, I just want to say the problem is you and I have gotten so accidentally famous that now when we talk about shit, something in the universe, we will run into those people. So if we shit on anybody in this movie or the plot of it or anything, if we shit on the wig person will show up next week at a gay bar and be like, you talked about me.
Let me tell you who I'm going to shit on. I will say this about Emilia Pérez, which I have watched twice against my will at this point. I watched it on Christmas. I know we've already talked about this. Watched it on Christmas. I could not believe how spectacularly bad it was. Not bad in a showgirls kind of campy bad way, bad in a boring bad way.
Very boring.
Very, very boring. Zoe Saldana, Carla, I forget her name, the trans actress, they are all talented actors. Yes, they are. Of course they are. This movie is the biggest stinker in recent memory.
Right.
Why is it a musical? We don't know.
Well, didn't you say that it beat
tunes? She has none.
It beat Wicked for a Golden Globe for Best Musical.
Now, I did not see Wicked. I didn't see Wicked. It's not my cup of tea. I would rather watch Wicked every day for the rest of my life than have to talk to Miss Emilia Pérez again.
Girl,
it is so bad. I made you watch the Cliff's Notes last night.
What I want is to sit with Cynthia Erivo. I want her to sit in a room and watch Emilia Pérez for the Golden Globe she didn't get and be like,
oh yeah. Because those claws are going to grow and they're going to scratch.
Well, they're not long enough.
That French fucks. Oh God, Jacques Audiard.
But what happened?
What happened?
Katya came to my house last night. Well, Andrew texted and said, hey, Katya wants me to watch this movie and I know she wants you to watch it. So should I just come to your house so we can get it over with? I said, sure. So you came with, and she laid on my couch like this and watched the movie.
Yeah. And I sat, me and 3 other people on Christmas Day sat through all 2 hours and change of this fucking movie. We ended up doing dishes by the end because it was just too much. The only camp moment was, of course, the Bangkok sex change musical.
The sex change musical.
Vaginoplasty.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait. Very nice to meet you. I wondered about sex change operation. From man to woman, a woman to man, man to woman, from penis to vagina.
Yeah. Penis to vagina. Would you like a phalloplasty? Yes. Would you like a mammoplasty? Yes. That was so crazy.
It is so crazy. But in bizarrely, that didn't continue. As soon as you were like on board with that ridiculousness, it was over and back to boring.
I know. I'm trying to find a clip of it on YouTube. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Rita? Huh?
So they're in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Hello, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation.
I see. Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
So,
is it for you?
Is it for you?
For me.
What would you like to know about it,
I want to know it all. What is the protocol? The techniques and the risks.
Second
How
number 2.
many
Second number 2.
operations? How much time do you need?
The casting call was musical. Can you sing?
Vaginoplasty.
Yes.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Laryngoplasty.
Yes.
Mammoplasty.
Yes.
Vaginoplasty.
Yes.
Rhinoplasty.
Yes.
Laryngoplasty.
Yes.
Control laryngoplasty.
And then she's like, what is that?
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes.
That I want to see Cynthia Erivo watch that clip as it wins best an Oscar for best whatever. I want to see her face in those claws.
Now we're not laughing. By the way, we're not laughing at the idea of sexual gender confirmation surgery. Of course not.
No. My gripes with this movie have nothing to do with Mexico, with trans identities.
No.
None of that. I'm interested in this movie as a flop. As a complete and utter fucking flop.
And listen, I come from the drag queen school of singing, right? It's negotiable.
Ain't nobody
I wouldn't
sing
say
that
these
movie.
are quite singers.
No, they have.
I may not be a singer.
I may not be an actor. I may not be a director.
Not be a choreographer, but I'm still Emilia Pérez.
They said, you're going to whisper off key. That was the direction. Y'all gonna
all
whisper
the songs
off
are
key.
like, you know, usually when you leave a musical, you go like you leave Wicked being like
pop, squish,
yeah,
sick,
something, or Good Morning Baltimore.
Yeah.
This
He
all the
had it
songs
coming.
are just like hushed, growly.
I want to go to the you got to tell me that we could go to Switzerland and fake my death and can send up your That's the music.
No. That was a word for word
Yes.
recreation of the film. I couldn't believe it. And I thought you were kind of being funny because sometimes you get really anti-shit and I think you get
Overboard.
whipped up.
Yeah, totally. But this is justified in my opinion.
Have you Googled the reviews? There's
have.
a lot of positive reviews.
Sweetie, I was online
Baby.
trolling. I was trolling today because
Me trying to hack into the letterbox account, me trying to hack into Rotten Tomatoes to make some changes.
I think it was Variety or something. Some news outlet said Emilia Pérez is bad. Why is it winning so many awards? And I was like, that's right, boop, bloop, bloop, bloop. Because everybody in the comments was like, actually, it's amazing. I was like, oh, Macy and Theta they are so funny in their discussion. Of course they.
Oh, they don't like it either. Okay, then I feel good.
Well, I mean, the way that they
they're more reliable narrators on maybe the subject matter than we are. You know what I mean?
I mean, the way that they talk, I mean, it's so funny, their descriptions. I mean, they're like, this is a movie made by a man who discovered trans last week.
Right. And I'm not saying that they're qualified because they're trans. I'm saying because they were in the Mexican cartel, right? Of
They're
course.
both
yes.
high-ranking cartel members who faked their own deaths and then became trans.
I want to be in the room. I want to watch it with them and Cynthia.
Yes. Well, the thing is, on paper, I was so excited to see this movie. I was so excited to see it. On paper, I was like, what? It sounds outrageous, ridiculous, too wild to be true. And then you realize that the most outrageous, the most insane plot turned out boring.
Very boring.
Very boring. Like a rat searching around for some entertainment.
Yeah. And then to me, the ending where they, spoiler, the main characters all
Everybody
die.
Yeah.
And so that's good.
And it
had a French novel vibe.
It was, but also like, it was this like overwrought, drawn out shootout scene. And like,
But no one gets shot.
nobody gets shot. And then they end up in a car with she's in the trunk and then she's misgendered and then they fall off the cliff and then boom. And then that's that horrible parade that was filmed by like a BBC intern at the end. It was like, what there was no artistry to this movie. It was rotten.
It's tough.
And on David Lynch's death day,
I know. Well, he saw the movie and was like, it's over.
he's like, it's a wrap.
Right.
No, it's truly breathtakingly horrible. And I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but I would rather see Wicked. I'd rather play Wicked every minute of the rest of my life. Musicals to me skew corny. So, but this was something else.
All night I was DJing, like, it's going to be a great
Under her
year.
breath, she was like, yeah, for Emilia Pérez.
Girl.
So final thoughts. Emilia Pérez, we got some splaining to do. My apologies to Carlos Sofia Garcon. I don't know what that is, not her name.
As well as Miss Zoe.
Yeah, listen, I would like to go on record and please, this is sincere. I don't mean any disrespect to the talents of these actors. I do, however, wish this director a very bad day. And I hope that he does not win any awards.
Right.
That's it. I was like, 9/11. This is 9/11.
This is my Emilia Pérez.
It was
Really
Did you
beautiful
see the
photos.
Hollywood Reporter roundtable with Miss Angelina Jolie and all them other girls?
No.
Lit to the gods.
What was said?
Stuff, but girl, they were so. I mean, Zoe Saldana was there, and I was like, "You shut up." But everybody looked beautiful. You shut up. Hold on, before you get into that, I'm gonna roast you over the coals for something.
What happened?
You're a musician. You're a DJ. You're a music lover. You're a music player. You're multiple instruments proficiently played. Why in the God's green earth and hell did I roll up into your house and watch Emilia Pérez with no sound?
Okay.
She has she has a TV bigger than the Blue Banana in the most gorgeous house that you've ever been to. The most gorgeous house. Every detail is thought over meticulously. And the sound from a Walkman is coming out of this TV. And that was a good thing because nobody really wants to hear this movie, but it was like so befuddling.
Vaginoplasty. Yes.
But I was like, you turn it up, you gotta turn it up for the sex change song.
But
you know who better not do that tiny desk was Emilia Pérez.
girl.
They need a huge desk.
Vaginoplasty. Yes.
I mean, actually, it would probably work in a tiny desk because it's all whispered.
Maybe the movie was a rehearsal. Yeah.
I want a sex change because I'm a woman, but there's so much in the cover in the Mexico.
Flop.
Yeah.
Not over it. Not over talking about it. Not until them Oscar nominations get announced this Thursday.
What do you get? You're going to be up. You're going to be
Sweetie. I'm going to be out. No, I'm going to be greased up with sandwich signs ready to go outside of all the studios. All the studios.
She's ret to go.
Yeah. The Academy will not know what to do. Also, I need dancers. I need rehearsal time. And then even then.
And you need plastic surgery.
I need plastic surgery. I need bone grafts.
Right.
I need
vaginoplasty.
Yes. Mammoplasty. Yes. Background dancers. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's into really bad, horrible, shit ass movies, but I needed a palate cleanser from Miss Emilia Pérez. So I put on The Front Room. Holy shit. I thought there was a limit to how I thought I reached the nadir of bad movie watching when I watched Emilia Pérez.
Yeah.
I recently learned that AI was used to develop the script of Emilia Pérez. Don't you know? Pump it up. I can't.
It makes sense,
with
right?
this,
It makes sense.
I can't with this bullshit, this larceny, this theft.
You tweeted a few days ago, to the pod listeners, I would like to offer my sincere apologies for all the audible gum smacking in the most recent episode. It is never my intention to cause the listener discomfort, with 2 spaces, which is weird. Pain or distress without a comma, which is weird too.
I'm trying to be relatable.
I regret this deeply and vow to never chew gum while being recorded. I sincerely hope, however, that my despicable behavior doesn't invalidate my critique of the movie Emilia Pérez, which I firmly and resolutely maintain is the worst movie ever made.
Mama,
I'm sorry. And thank you.
That non-binary tea is super valid today.
Girl.
Okay, as it was yesterday.
Girl.
And as it will be tomorrow. Every single thing that you can do wrong or incorrectly when it comes to living in home ownership, come and talk to me, baby. Because I've done it.
Born in the game. Born in the game.
I'm actually inventing new things you can do wrong, previously undone. Like I'm making mistakes that haven't been made before, baby.
I'd like to talk to you about mold remediation.
Is it for you? Yes.
It's Oscar season, folks. And just as we predicted, our friends over at Emilia Pérez have swept every category except congeniality, which is not something the women of my family aspire to anyway.
And furthermost.
Can you believe? Are you gagging for that pussy?
That pussy has me totally gagged. On the floor. Emilia Pérez's non-binary tea has never been valid. It's never been, it never will be validated by any toll booth, person, or organization.
I'm sorry.
Is it for you?
For me,
What would you like to know about it?
I want to know it all. What is the protocol, the techniques and the risks?
Suck it in my titty one time.
Operations. How much time do you need?
Mammoplasty,
Yes.
vaginoplasty,
Yes.
rhinoplasty,
Yes.
laryngoplasty,
Yes.
mammoplasty,
Yes.
vaginoplasty,
Yes.
rhinoplasty,
Yes.
laryngoplasty, control laryngoplasty,
What is that?
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes, 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 yes.
Like, I feel like in the musical theater canon, there's
Oh my God.
In the Heights, there's Wicked,
There's any Fosse production.
And then you have what is, I guess, is considered a former transphobe's fever dream who read about Mexico on Wikipedia.
You know, the more I hate it, the more the time passes, the more hate I have for this movie. And then, but it's less and less about the content, and it's more about the form. Like, I was looking at an Instagram reel or a TikTok of a girl who's like, let's break this down. So she's like, very nice to meet you. I'd like to know about sex change operation. It's all, the emphasis is not musical whatsoever.
Yes. So we call this scansion.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd like to talk about.
It's very nice to meet you. You know what I mean? She gives an example. Like, what did she say? She says, I'd like to know all about sex change. I forget what it is, but it's not that.
Right.
She's like, this sounds like a shitty first draft that you're just trying to get the words on the page and just get something down there. But it's like, and they never went any further. And then it's truly mind-boggling. It's like, don't you hear that? You don't smell that?
You don't
That
smell, you don't
shit?
taste that shit. Good for them. You know what though?
Do you know what I mean though? Like music is a universal language.
It's like British cooking. It's like, baby, what you doing? I know you don't think a straight person came up with that shit. It's too cunty.
It's too cunty.
It's too cunty.
It's too
straight people are doing Emilia Perez. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. Straight people are singing off key with no hummable tune to garbage. Okay.
the one in Hollywood.
Yes.
If you go on the apps, people go there and jerk it in that parking. I don't want to blow up people's scam, but they're jerking in that parking garage.
Very nice to meet you. I'd like to
talk about
Home
mutual
Depot.
masturbation.
Yeah. At the Home Depot. I think it's who's your Oscar pick for best actress?
Girl, I ain't seen one of those movies. Emilia Perez, we barely watched. I didn't see any of those movies.
No, I know. I'm gonna beat the dead horse. I am gonna be unreasonably upset if Emilia Perez does the upset. I think that's just, it's another nail in the coffin of the chaos of the post-apocalyptic world we're living in. It's so fucking crazy. I hate it.
Slay, slay, slay. Yeah, I'm gay. Serving face, serving serving
By the way,
lunch.
this is Emilia Perez.
I know. No, it is more musical. Way more musical.
Sings good.
Life was hard. Give me that crown. But at least that had musicality, unlike any tune in the musical Emilia Perez. Yeah.
When I sit down and watch a movie, I don't endeavor to hate it.
I don't either. I want to enjoy the experience.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Exactly.
So I was like, wow, this is as bad as she said. Because you tend to get whipped up. This is as bad as she said.
Yeah.
That's okay. Lady Gaga says, sometimes people don't like things.
Yep. But we don't have to pretend that they're good.
No, we do.
Oh, we do.
We do.
Okay.
I mean, you were in Hurricane Bianca too.
Yeah, but unlike Emilia Perez, there were actual enjoyable moments of Hurricane Bianca 2 that were actually well directed. Seriously.
You don't let me finish.
Oh.
You were in Hurricane Bianca too.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that award? When we shared Emilia Perez on here, that might be the only exposure someone has to Emilia Perez.
That's right. Penis to vagina.
How does it feel to be the person who mounted the anti-Emilia Perez movement?
I feel very secure in my role as that. Madonna recently came out as saying Emilia Perez was her favorite movie of the year.
I saw that.
I am closing the spiritual door on
realm.
Emilia Perez. It will never be discussed. Henceforth.
You know what? We all know how we feel about it. It's over.
Yeah, you showed
Penis
the girl.
To vagina. we said we wouldn't talk about it.
No, I'm not going to. No, we can't.
We can't.
You talked about it. I kept my promise.
Yeah, but you made me spiritually. I remember being at this little Oscar party when that happened. Miss La La Land did not give me what it apparently gives everyone else.
There's always a girl up in that club that's not given what the other girls are given, but they're all.
I can't talk about it.
No, I'm not sure who you're talking about.
You better chill.
Hey, that Oscar's mine.
Someday I'm going to go to an audition and they're going to great, you're going to have to read against the person who's going to play your
Selena Gomez and Zoe Saldana.
Yeah. Yes. And Zoe's going to be like,
so flop, still bald. Boop. Yeah. Stay bald, jobless.
Stay bald, job. Look like you've got Mr. Peanut on board here. Mrs. Peanut.
Mrs. Peanut.
Mrs. Peanut. No. Penis to vagina.
Mammoplasty, vaginoplasty, rhinoplasty, laryngoplasty.